Oh, we're live. We're live, guys. What's up? Nice to see you. Crypto holders, buckle up. We've got some things to discuss today, some theories to discuss, some things worrying the market. Nvidia earnings are in. Taking a look at what's going on the macro scene, taking a look at what's going on with Bitcoin. We got some other news as well, Ethereum, Solana, some stuff, okay? Some Telegram open networks down again. We're going to talk about it all. Save your questions. Second half of the stream, we'll be diving into those as well. Let's get it. So, first and foremost, this meme resonates. The dip just keeps on dipping. Buy the dip, buy the bip. You guys still have money? Classic. Classic. Okay, so everybody is waiting around to see what happens with Nvidia. Nvidia beats earnings today. Cool, man. They did actually pretty decently. Revenue 30 billion versus 28.9 billion expected. So they overshot revenue by $1.1 billion. I guess that's just a rounding error, just a cool $1 billion. Don't even notice it really, just a little thing. It's quite funny, of course, because, Nvidia beats earnings. So the stock price went up, right? Nah. What's interesting and why I wanted to mention this, let's have the bottom of my coffee cup here. It's mostly coffee grounds, but we'll have it anyway. Gritty. All right. What's interesting is that good news is now bad news for the market. It's quite funny how the dynamic can shift around sometimes. Like, hey, Nvidia beat earnings. Anyway, that's quite interesting. A lot of people are already starting to call the double top here on the stock market. This is the S&P 500. It is looking a bit double toppy currently. We want to see, of course, a bit of strength momentum starting to build into that. You can see the daily MACD here starting to trend back towards a potential bearish crossover here on the MACD. We'll see how that plays out. Currently resting on the control line here for the RSI. Interesting place to be. We shall see. Obviously, what we need to see now is some strength building up, but with, I know seasonality is a bit of a meme, but first week of August tends to be the worst month of the year. August and September, usually not the best months in markets overall. Got more on that in a second for you. Here's an interesting one, though, I want to share with you, because I know we have such wild people on one side who are absolutely convinced it's over, new Great Depression any second. People on the other side who are absolutely convinced that, nope, going to the moon, baby. This is the golden bull run. This is the Goldilocks zone. Fed's nailing the soft landing, and we're all going to go to the moon. Windy Welly today. Pakistan. Yes, I know. We had like 100K gusts here today. It was absolutely crazy. Woke up, I was like, what is going on outside today, man? Holy cow. Anyway, Mike Wilson, Morgan Stanley's bear. He came out and says chances of a full-fledged stock market rout are low. Now, this guy's been calling for all kinds of bearish stuff for a very, very long time, as the markets, of course, have rallied higher. Is he now capitulating at the top? He's getting bullish as markets are about to roll over. I don't know, but it's interesting to think about. He said, even through poor seasonality and a murky growth outlook, are likely to limit U.S. equity gains through the rest of the quarter, according to Morgan Stanley's Mike Wilson. So that's very interesting. So he's saying, yeah, markets aren't doing fantastic, but we're probably not going to have some new horrific bear market either. So that's interesting from somebody who's usually a pretty big bear. Take it for what you will. Now, speaking of seasonality, I know we shared this chart before, but it is worth sharing again. September tends to be a rough month in markets. Now, look, August, it makes sense, right? 90% plus of the world's population lives in the northern hemisphere, probably 95% or something like that, leaving us guys down here in the South Pacific just being like, why you all guys sitting on the beaches the entire month of August, man? Go back and bid up our coins. Anyway, August, usually a pretty lame month, as you can see. September, though, also usually a pretty lame month. People still, stuck in the Hamptons, stuck in traffic, trying to get back from Long Island. I guess it's just really bad traffic. Takes a few weeks to get back. And whatever else, right? People just, I'll spend another week on the Amalfi Coast. Do I really need to go back to my desk job? Nah, screw it. Markets can wait. So we see a bit of this coming in markets. September, let's not have the highest of expectations. It'd be interesting to see if markets can rally in anticipation of that Fed rate cut, or if we get a buy the rumor, sell the news, and actually end up the month negative. So we shall see. But regardless, seasonality in markets is screaming that September could be a hold on and buckle up kind of moment and wait for things to blow over, because October is just around the corner. Come on. We can wait 4 weeks for October, guys. We can make it. October, of course, usually being one of the most bullish months of the year, usually seeing absolutely outsized gains for the cryptocurrency market. You look here, 2023, 28%, 2022, 5.5, 2021, 39, 2020, 27, so on and so forth. You can see really big numbers often. November, also usually a very bullish month for markets. So that's interesting. Hey, let's do a real quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is iTrust. If you're looking for a tax efficient way to be doing the crypto game, you might want to hear what I have to say. iTrust lets you wrap your crypto trading in your existing IRA account, or you can start a new IRA or 401k or whatever other retirement plan you got there. And you can do as many trades as you want, tax free. And if you know anything about crypto trading and taxes, you know it sucks a big fat one, right? So unless you want to move to Dubai, which is an option, of course, then you probably want to look into something like this, especially if you're a long-term holder here, because they will let you make as many trades as you want without any taxable events getting hit. They got all the popular coins, Bitcoin, Solana, dog with hat, stuff like that, Dogecoin. They got all your dog coins, okay? All your big ones anyway. 24/7, 365. They're the biggest crypto IRA provider in the game. They even let you do in-kind withdrawals and physical gold and silver via the partnership with Kitco. So lots of cool stuff. You can get $100 funding bonus when starting your account. Link down below in the description. Let's continue. Thanks again to iTrust for sponsoring today's stream. Slight rally on the DXY today. You can see it's bouncing here off of the very key area of price support. MACD closing in on potentially a bullish cross, which not fantastic short term for risk assets. If we see a dollar rally, for example, back up to the 50-day EMA, which could be a kiss of death moment before it actually goes lower. We could have that sort of relief rally for the dollar before showing broader weakness and then letting risk assets shine in Q4. So something to consider there as well. Lots of things that could be those buckle up and hold on moments in the charts here. Mr. Crypto sharing the vibes here. Bitcoin crashed to the downside while stocks barely moved an inch today. Big recovery is inevitable. I hope so. Gosh darn it. What a wild year, man. We have just been watching Bitcoin and crypto just get crushed this year. I mean, okay, Bitcoin for perspective is only 15, 18% under the all-time high, so not that crazy, right? A lot of your altcoin bags wrecked. I get it. Not been a lot of fun. But it's interesting to see stocks generally doing so well while crypto has not been doing super well. This is an interesting one. Timothy shared this one. He said, with interest rates set to fall, Bitcoin to be at $80,000 right now, except for this one thing, which we'll get that in a second. But this is Bitcoin versus a high yield growth ETF. So you can see the very, very close correlation between the high yield growth ETF and Bitcoin. Take myself off the screen so you can see all the little details there. High yield growth ETFs right now mooning. Look at that. Bitcoin's all the way over here because of course it is. And the one thing that he points out here is this. This is, of course, the implications of what could happen for a U.S. election, right? Again, a lot of the market generally thinking that Trump's going to be better for the markets and Harris is going to be worse for the markets, doubling down on crazy stuff like unrealized capital gains tax. Bitcoin ETFs finally seeing some outflows here. Yesterday, we had nothing in, what's that? Just 2 days ago now, technically. BlackRock didn't buy anything. And we had, again, some big numbers out from ARK. So total 127 million out for the day. We don't have the BlackRock numbers yet for today, but so far 105 million out. Again, most of that coming out of ARK. So maybe it's even ARK themselves, Cathie Wood dumping Bitcoin for whatever reason. Anyway, we'll see. BlackRock, though, most importantly, not buying, but also not selling. BlackRock just tends to accumulate and then just hold. So we'll see, of course, how that plays out. Watching for today's numbers. It'll be interesting to see. This is an interesting story I wanted to share with you because my goodness gracious, guys, so many people are just getting chopped up in these markets right now. Look at this guy. This is crazy. Byzantine general saying, please, dear Bybit guy, for love of anything, stop trading. This guy has been crazy. He entered and got flushed out for $30 to $50 million positions about 5 times today alone. What? Come on, man. Holy cow. Balzac. I met your cousin Harry. Anyway, Mr. Balzac, probably a good sign that Kathy Wood's selling. Could be a counter indicator. If it is Kathy, we don't know for sure that's Kathy. We know it's coming out of the ARK Invest Bitcoin ETF fund. It could be ARK, but we're not sure if it is. But anyway, interesting nevertheless. So, guys, look at this. A lot of people are getting chopped up in this market right now because we're just in a giant ranging market. Whether you'd like to admit that to yourself or not, it's true. We are just in a big fat range here between 50K, let's say 52K and 72K approximately. There's been a little bit of deviations on either side of that, but that's the important range to be watching out for right now until we crack above 72K, as we talked about in the video yesterday. Not much going to be happening with our crypto coins. Yeah, there's money to be made if you're willing to take the risks. But as you can see, even people with gigantic sums of money apparently just getting chopped up to pieces, man. Getting absolutely their butts handed to them. It's crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Now, price of Bitcoin here. As you can see, of course, we're still in our wider downtrend. Interestingly, though, if you want to have a look at this, we are potentially creating a new uptrend here. After the big sell-off on August 5th, we can see we are now starting to put in higher lows, which is interesting. Let's see where we can continue riding with that. Obviously, that requires a near-term recovery of the 200-day EMA, and obviously, now we got to grind back up above all those key areas of price stam resistance again, the 50-day, the 100-day, the 62K area, the bull market support band, all that BS. Anyway, we also are seeing this here, bearish cross forming up on the MACD on the daily. Now, in this kind of chop environment, that could easily reverse very quickly, but just, food for thought there. Wintermute, because we needed more selling. Wintermute deposited gargantuan sums, about 40,000, well, 30-some thousand ETH over the last day, worth around $80 million. Now, they might be market making with that. We don't know that they're selling. Wintermute is a market maker, so maybe they're cashing out of positions, or maybe they're just market making, right? So that's always a possibility, but a lot of big coins on the move. Ethereum, my boy ETH, what's going on, man? What's going on, my ETH bags? A little bit of recovery today. A little bit of green candle there bouncing off the bottom here at $2,400. It's a higher low. We got that going for us right now. This is just my fantasy chart here where we, come back up here, maybe test this area, get rejected back down here. This, of course, where the 50-day EME comes in. We almost have that bearish cross, though, on the 100 and 200 right up here to watch out for. Basically, all the moving averages trending down right now for Ethereum. Not looking fantastic for our buddy ETH right now. Anyway, perhaps we come back up here, range around in this area to perhaps put in that next higher low. Start grinding up a little bit. Get beyond those key moving averages. Start the moving averages trending up again. Let's see, right? But this one's great. I'm starting an Ethereum support group for those of us dealing with the trauma. Yeah, I know. Meanwhile, Solana continue, of course, to move from stride to stride. Reminds me of that ETH Solana cuck meme. Man, holy cow. Anyway, monthly active addresses hit a new all-time high yesterday for Solana. Solana continues to be the preferred casino of this cycle. And of course, the asset itself continues to show much more strength compared to Ethereum. Look at the charts here. Look, a lot of the moving averages still trending nicely. The 50-day starting to trend down just a little bit. Currently sitting at the 200-day EMA as an area of price support. Obviously, you want to see that hold, but compare how good this looks to this dumpster fire on ETH right now. ETH, definitely the hated asset. And when it starts to rally, which I'm sure that it will, second biggest position in my portfolio, so fingers crossed we get a beautiful rally, can take some profit at 5K, dump the rest of the bag at 10K, move on with my life. But anyway, very, very different looking charts here right now. I think we'll get that hated rally for ETH at some point. By the way, if you want to see my portfolio holdings, you can find all that down below in the description on YouTube. You can see my current holdings, venture investments, all that kind of stuff. Plus the risk statements, as I'm sure you very much realize, investing in crypto is risky. You can lose all your money. Okay. Hey, real quick, if you're a cryptocurrency trader, check out Bybit. Best damn place to be doing trading online. And they got two great deals going on right now. One is that you can get a free $500 position. That can be in Bitcoin. That can be in Ethereum. That can be like Pepe and stuff like that. All you have to do, deposit $100 or more, claim that free trade. And you'll also get some raffle tickets for their big 100K giveaway. They're giving away funded trading accounts. They're giving away F1 tickets, all kinds of cool stuff like that. Link down below in the description. Go check it out. So, not available in the US and UK, by the way. We got to talk about this story. This, of course, we got some nasty comments on this one, but it's how I feel. So, the SEC today served what's called a Wells notice to OpenSea. Basically, the argument here, they sent this Wells notice to OpenSea, which is used to be the biggest NFT trading place back in 2021. If you were around here in 2021, you probably flipped some NFTs or screwed around with NFTs or bought some digital art on OpenSea. Well, the SEC is now arguing that NFTs are securities, that JPEGs of monkeys are somehow securities, that they're somehow investment contracts, which, to be honest, is total BS. And you have to keep in mind, this is part of Kamala Harris's crypto reset with the industry. Nothing but hollow words, trying to get that campaign money, because we know at the other side, the Republicans have got, I think, hundreds of millions of dollars of campaign contributions from the crypto industry so far, because they're betting that that's the person who's going to help push the crypto industry forward. Well, Kamala has been part of an administration that has relentlessly gone after the cryptocurrency industry, suing Kraken, suing Coinbase, suing XRP, and basically everything they get their hands on. Look, it's not to say the SEC always goes after the good guys. I saw a story the other day about there's some Ponzi scheme they went after. Fine. Yeah, that makes sense. But going after Coinbase, it's dumb beyond belief. Going after OpenSea, trying to argue that NFTs are securities, get out of here with your BS, okay? And look, as I mentioned here, don't think for a second that Kamala doesn't have the power to call off Gary, right? All she'd have to say is, Gary, call him up, 5-minute phone call. Hey, Gary, do you want to be Treasury Secretary? Yes, I would, Kamala. Great. Lay off the damn crypto industry because we want that money. And even if we're going to just lie to them and bullshit them, we want the money. We want them to think that they're going to do something for us instead of continue a damn pointless crusade against the crypto industry. That's it. Quid pro quo, baby. Everybody knows what they want. Gary gets his position. He gets to say, hey, he even gets to claim victory and say, look, we've cleaned up the crypto industry, guys. But continuing to do this crap is beyond belief. Look, NFTs at the end of the day are digital collectibles. And there's a lot of bullshit in the NFT space, just in the same way there's a lot of bullshit in the meme coin space. A lot of the same scammers that were scamming in the NFT space are now scamming in the meme coin space. It is what it is, guys. That's a bad part of the industry. But there's also a huge amount of artists that did great stuff, made cool art. Look at like Fidenzas, or even just a lot of the NFTs that we saw come out, right? NFTs are not securities. But if they are securities, then basically anything else becomes a security. Are Magic cards securities? Is Wizards of the Coast, even so I played Magic back in the 90s, I don't know. Is Wizards of the Coast still own Magic cards? I don't know. But if they did, so what are we supposed to say then? That, well, because this company created them and there's value to these cards and they can be resold on a marketplace somewhere, should we sue eBay for reselling Magic cards? Because they're securities, right? Pokemon cards, any of this kind of stuff. What about watches? Should they go and sue Rolex? Because people buy Rolexes as investments to try to flip them and to make money. So does that make Rolex dealerships on the hook for being securities dealers? It makes as much sense. Should Sotheby's who sells a Picasso painting. Are they now securities dealers? It makes no sense. Just because you put this stuff on a blockchain doesn't magically turn it into a security. So look, I know this is the kind of statement that triggers people, but from a single issue voter kind of point of view here, okay? I know politics is complicated, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of reasons why I might show up and vote for one person or the other, okay? But if you're voting for Harris, it's a vote for a continuation of attack on the industry. That's it. Look at this. Again, she has the power right now as the candidate. She can make those phone calls. She could make those deals right now. But it's not happening. It's all hollow words. Meanwhile, on the other side of the aisle, and again, we're talking just pure crypto plays here, guys. I know a lot of people have very strong opinions either way. Vote for whoever you want to vote for, right? We're just talking about the crypto aspects. Trump just released his newest NFT collection. Think about that. He just released his newest NFT collection. That's pretty cool, right? He owns Ethereum. People who are very close to him, JD Vance, of course, is vice president, owns Bitcoin. RFK Jr. is now endorsing him, owns Bitcoin as well. This is like the pro-crypto team over here versus the obviously anti-crypto team. And I know, again, politics is complicated. People get very triggered anytime you say things like this. Vote for who hell you want to vote for. But understand that one party is kind of walking the walk when it comes to crypto and the other is not. We'll leave it there. Okay, continuing. Telegram Open Network is down again. Come on, Telegram. Pavel goes away for a few days and the Open Network just can't handle it. It's just given up. Anyway, stop processing blocks again today. Did it yesterday as well. Having problems. Dogs apparently has broken the Telegram network. Mert here hopping in saying the Tom blockchain's been down for a while, but hey, you know what? Downtimes happen. What's unacceptable is there has been no official comms. I think there has been some Telegram announcement about the second outage, but anyway. As he says, there are people who literally can't access their funds and have no information. A lot of money, hundreds of millions of dollars sitting on Telegram right now. So people definitely should be able to have access to the money, and as well, they should have clear communications when there are network outages. Not great, but it is what it is, guys. This meme resonates. Tom blockchain straight up not working. Solana looking over. First time, bro. Interestingly, market doesn't give a crap about it. Not really. Now, market did not like when Pavel got arrested. This was the Pavel arrest dump right here. But then, blockchain not working? Meh, nobody cares. Let's rally. Blockchain not working again? Meh, nobody cares. Let's rally again. That's crypto for you. Your blockchain doesn't need to work. The price can still go up. Crazy stuff. Final one I want to share with you here from Max because BTC over on X. He says, no, bro is bullish on lower highs. Listen, guys, we've never had a proper distribution on crypto majors. We've been aggressively reaccumulating, and it's taken a long time. But this is a bullish pattern, and normie diagonals work. Q4 is historically great for crypto prices. It's an interesting comparison, comparing the S&P 500 2022, right, versus where we are right now. The question, of course, where we are right now is that we've got to get a damn rally. That is the total three, by the way, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Once we start getting that rally cooking in, if it plays out as he has indicated here on the chart, which who knows, but we could see some very nice things happen for our altcoins in that scenario. This this chart he's got plotted out here basically doubles the altcoin market cap, meaning that your bags are going to do pretty well. Okay. So all that being said, let's hydrate. 24 minutes. It's always around 25 minutes, isn't it? I always think I've got to talk about less news today. Always ends up being about 25 minutes. Anyway. Alvin says, Lark, what are your top AI picks, excluding coins like Tau and Render? I don't have any BitTensor. I don't have any Render. You can go and look at my portfolio disclosures to see some of my AI investments that I have. One's launching today is Oki, the Post Mesh. That could be an interesting one, spatial computing platform. I've got a few others, Massive Finance. These are like really low cap plays, right? That it'll either go into zero or they have big upside. Edge Matrix Computing, which got just slaughtered, man, but it's starting to make a comeback. They got, like I mentioned, the Wall Street Journal and stuff today. So, you know, stuff's happening over there as well. So most of my AI plays for this cycle are like super low cap things. And maybe I've taken on too much risk. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But I do have a few AI plays, but they're mostly sort of smaller cap, high risk stuff. Okay. Lark, how bullish are you on a scale of 1 to 10 of Bitcoin going above 72K in the next 6 months? I'm going to put it at like a 7.5, just on the basis that I just keep looking at all this doom corn, right? About the recession coming and all this kind of stuff. I just think if that happens, that derails the bull market to some extent. To some extent, potentially to a lot of extent. Markets aren't going to love it, right? But if we keep just kind of kicking the can down the road and keep moving on, then later this year, probably in October, maybe November, Bitcoin probably breaks that 72K barrier and we're off to the races. So pretty bullish, with the caveat that you got to keep watching macro conditions. Anime Moen says, I put the alien base chart over the aerodrome chart and they look identical for the past 3 months. So I'm hoping that continues. Obviously, a lot of upside if alien base takes off anyway. I'm not invested, right? But if alien base takes off in the same way the aerodrome took off, massively bullish. The question is, how much will it, right? And look, in terms of an asymmetric bet, you're definitely have a lot more gains potential on alien base versus aerodrome. Let's just compare market caps real quick. Out of curiosity, aerodrome currently worth only 374 million. It's gone down a lot, hasn't it? It's crazy. Then we've got alien base. Let's have a look here. Oh gosh, that's way down there. $5 million market cap. So in order for that to catch up, it's like a 70x or something just to get to the current market cap of aerodrome. So yeah, I mean, look, if, and that's a big if it takes off. Yeah. Holy gosh darn it. Is that accurate? That's insane, man. You guys are crazy. Well, hold on. Let's look at this real quick. This is wild. Look at this. I mean, my dudes, it has $700 of volume. Oh my gosh. What are you talking about here? That's crazy. $5 million market cap. Okay, sure. $700 of volume. That means nobody wants this. That's crazy. Now, look, again, not trying to shit on alien base here. Maybe they take off. Maybe there's something there. I haven't really looked at it. I know you guys have talked about it a few times, but that is the kind of volume that's basically uninvestable, right? Because basically what you're doing, if you're buying this coin, definitely not advice. If you're buying this coin and you go and buy $5,000 of this coin or something like that, right? 50 grand of this coin. Is that 50 grand? If you buy 50 grand of this coin, you're going to own like 1% of the current circulating supply. Even buying that becomes hard because there's almost no volume. You're going to get massive slippage trying to buy that 50 grand worth of the coin. But okay, then you got 50 grand worth of the coin. Who's going to buy it from you? The only thing you're betting on is that this thing goes to the moon at some point and gets a multi-$100 million market cap when there's enough volume that finally steps in to actually be able to sell it. With this kind of volume, if this continues, you're stuck. You're literally never going to be able to sell those coins. You're going to take such horrific losses immediately on slippage trying to buy it. And then you're going to take unimaginably horrific losses trying to sell it because there's no volume on it. That's crazy. If these numbers are correct, maybe these numbers are not correct over on CoinMarketCap. The numbers aren't always correct, but holy cow. Anyway, we're off on a tangent there. Let's catch up in the chat. Could the UAP congressional hearings in September pump alien base? Probably not. Let me see here. Jesse's saying there's no community, there's no interest. This is the thing. Sometimes sometimes you look at stuff, and I know everyone wants to get the low cap thing that's going to go up. Risk adjusted returns, right? You'd have to assume that putting money in something like that, you're probably going to lose it all. Not necessarily. Again, maybe markets start loving it and people pick it up and a bunch of people start talking about it and it goes up and you make much money. Chances of losing all your money relatively high in that scenario. Whereas something like Aerodrome probably have a much better chance of getting, your 5 or 10x move, right? And sometimes in crypto, we lose sense of reality. Like if you get a 10x out of Aerodrome from its current price, for example, that's crazy, man. Come on, 10x is insane. Stock investors wait like, I don't know, decades for that kind of stuff. $700 volume generally means you're wrecked regardless of whether you go long or short. Lark, which crypto exchange do you use for staking your Bitcoin? There is no staking Bitcoin. Look, you can be a market provider. Things like Wrapped Bitcoin and certain DeFi protocols like Aave and stuff like that will pay you interest. I personally, I do have a loan versus Wrapped Bitcoin right now, but that's me, using it as collateral, not earning interest on it. There are some places where you can earn interest by providing Wrapped Bitcoin, but Bitcoin directly, there's not many places. I know like Core Chain, you can sort of put your Bitcoin up and get staking rewards in terms of getting core coins back. But in terms of the exchanges, you got to remember when you stake on an exchange, you're not really staking because there's no staking for Bitcoin. So you have to understand what's the actual risk that you're taking with your Bitcoin there. Are they using it for market making? Right? Are there lockup periods, all this kind of stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So look, I think we all, or many of us, learned the lesson, the very hard lesson last cycle that getting yield on your Bitcoin doesn't really work out. All the big lenders like BlockFi and stuff went under. I know there's a couple that survived by the skin of their teeth, but it doesn't mean they weren't taking massive risks with their depositors' money. They just survived. Lark, I'm planning to invest $10,000 in crypto. I won't say which coin, Jupiter. Is it worth staking with such a low amount and such a short time left? You're going to need to stake and vote. You have to go to vote.jupe.ag. Let me just double check that for you. vote.jup.ag. Now look, when people say such a small amount, it all becomes super relative. $10,000 is a gargantuan sum of money for a huge number of people in the world. So just keep it in perspective here, okay? The one thing, this season's already started, so you've already missed out on 2 votes. So you're not probably going to get the same kind of 20% return that people who did staking and voting in the first half of the year did. So there's that to consider, okay? But you'll still get something back, but remember, it's a 30-day unlock period as well. So there's definitely things to consider there. And what's your time frame? How long do you want to hold it for? Do you just want to try and get this one round of airdrop for the second half of the year, and then you're going to unstake and sell? Maybe you're going to get like 15% or something. Maybe you'll get a couple of airdrops, et cetera, et cetera. We'll see. But yeah, don't know. Certainly could be, if you have the idea that this is going to go up to a few bucks per coin or more, then yeah, maybe it's worth it to get an extra 15% of coins or something like that. Again, I don't know what the exact staking reward is going to be, how many votes there's going to be, etc. But I'm a Jupe staker. I've been participating in governance for the last 8-9 months or whatever. So it's worked out pretty well so far. And I'll continue to do it, but I will be unstaking in Q1 next year and preparing to sell. ETH and wrapped ETH coins, top gainers presently. Didn't realize how much economic energy there is in Mama ETH. I feel like it'll be a hated rally. We got a video talking about some of the criticisms and stuff against Ethereum coming out this weekend, but it's definitely going to have a hated rally at some point. I mean, dude, it's Ethereum. Come on. It's one of the biggest, most important assets in the entire crypto space. Lark, which cold wallet is best to stake stablecoins? Now, look, any of the cold wallets work pretty well for holding coins on. But when you stake your stablecoins, you have to understand there's no staking of stablecoins. You don't stake them. You need to provide liquidity in DeFi. It's not staking. You're taking all kinds of risks. First and foremost, to understand, there's no such thing as staking your stablecoins. Now, there might be some stablecoins that you can just hold in your wallet and gain money on. I'm not exactly sure which ones those are and what kind of risks you're taking in that situation. Okay, so you need to keep that in mind too. I mostly just use USDC and USDT. I know there are some other more exotic stable coins that might provide yields and stuff like that. But generally, if you want to earn some kind of yield on your stable coins, and look, there's some pretty good yields to be earned out there in DeFi, but you have to understand you're taking risks. Let's say you take 10K and you put it in DeFi platform A and you're providing liquidity, $5,000 in USDC and $5,000 in USDT, and that's advertising like a 20% APY right now. It's pretty good. Pretty good, right? And that could be coming from like real fees on the platform. So, not just fantasy money created out of nowhere, but because there's so much trading happening with that pair on the platform, or maybe you're going to put it into something like, I think Drift allows you to deposit USDC or USDT and provide liquidity for their futures markets, not without risk, but with good APY to reward you for that risk. But then, of course, you take the risk that those platforms get hacked and you lose all your money. This is DeFi, and that shit happens all the time. So you have to keep that in mind. There's not really staking for stable coins. And when you start putting your money on DeFi apps, you're taking risks every single time. Let's try and catch up to the chat here. Always getting a few minutes behind. Lark, are you into Say? I am not. I think maybe Sway, the one that's spelled SUI, could be a little more interesting, gets a little more attention and mind share on the market more broadly, but I don't have a position. I don't know. We talk about here from time to time, but I went long yesterday on Link at 10.95. 2500 Link. Fingers crossed for you, man. Fingers crossed for you. I wish you many 10Xs on your 10K. One thing to keep in mind as well, when you look at getting returns and stuff like that, is as much as we love to play around in the altcoin jungle, right? Sometimes just putting your money in Bitcoin can be the place to go. And look at Bitcoin, it's up still, even with the recent pullbacks, up 35% or something year to date. And you got Bitcoin then. No counterparty risk. You just got your Bitcoin sitting in your cold wallet, slowly gaining over time. The more you understand Bitcoin, you start to realize, and look, I play around with plenty of altcoins. We win some, we lose some, it's all good. But Bitcoin itself, what an asset, man. What an asset. Look at the returns year over year, cycle over cycle. DeFi Academy saying you can stake BTC on Delta Prime or Yield Yak on Avalanche. Again, we're not staking, guys. We got to get that out of our vocabulary. It's not staking. It's not staking. Staking is something slightly different. They may say it's staking, but it's not technically staking. You're probably providing liquidity or something like that. And you have to understand, what are the risks here? Where's that 17% come from? Right? Ask these questions to yourself. Quantum says Nexos may be a good solid option for him. They give yield. They do give yield. The question with Nexo, and Nexo just got out last cycle without collapsing. So, congratulations to them. But Nexo is not really a lender in the way that you probably think that it is. Nexo is a kind of like a hedge fund or something almost. You give them the money and they give you back money, but what are they doing with your money? You see, maybe you guys aren't aware of this, but this was interesting. There's so much stuff going on at the time that probably just went over most people's heads or under their radars, whatever. But here's the thing. Nexo had a huge amount of their customers' money in FTX. Now, they got the money out of FTX like 3 or 4 days before the collapse. So they avoided having all their customer money stuck over there. It was a few $100 million, and I had probably a couple $1 billion. Maybe it wouldn't have made them insolvent. Hard to say. I had a bank run started in the same way that it did with some of the other lenders. Maybe it would have. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is they were taking your money and using it to do market making on major exchanges. Again, what are the risks that you're taking here? And is it worth taking those risks? In many cases, it's probably not. Right? So keep this in mind, guys. Remember, not your keys, not your coins. I had to learn that lesson the hard way last cycle, in spite of having reminded myself of this many, many times. And I guess some of you guys will have to learn that this cycle. I hope, of course, that none of these lenders go, Nexo doesn't go under, that Yield Yak doesn't get hacked or any of that kind of stuff, right? But you have to understand we're taking risks here. Okay, we're beating a dead horse there. Let's get on some different topics. Curious on your thoughts about Aerodrome, what we can expect from it price-wise. I am bullish in Aerodrome. I've got a big liquidity farming position on it, which makes some pretty nice ka-ching. I also have a spot position, which is a bit dicier because there's so much inflation. Like, you want to benefit from the inflation, not just hold coins and sort of not benefit from the inflation. That being said, I think when markets start to cycle again, I'm not exactly sure how high Aerodrome goes, but my spot bag, I'll sell at $5. That's the hope here, right? And then the farming position, I'll just keep cashing that out continually for cash until, markets go up enough, and then I'll exit that liquidity position as well. Hopefully it's made enough money by that point. Lark, with heavy entry of institutions in this cycle, do you think these large companies can manipulate the markets in any way? 100%. 100%. As we've said many, many times, BlackRock's not your friend. They are not your friend. They're not here for the revolution. The only thing they care about in Bitcoin is how much money they can make on it, which is fair enough. Not knocking it. But BlackRock and their buddies, JP Morgan, and all these people are some of the biggest market manipulators in the history of all markets ever. They're not our buddies. Okay? They're not our buddies. They're not here for that. Your We Are Satoshi photo looks like Wendy O. I'm not positive. I think this might be a self-portrait of the artist, Josie Bellini. Should ask her about it sometimes. You guys are always asking me. I don't know the answer definitively. Lark, I need facts to help a friend sell their Cardano. I'm not trying not to bash Cardano. Look, guys, as we discussed before, I feel like Cardano is to an extent a bit mispriced, market cap wise, considering that there are a lot of layer one blockchains that are cheaper than Cardano that have more daily users, more daily DEX volume, more total value lock, more applications, all that kind of stuff. So will the Chang hard fork be enough to get some excitement back into the sales of Cardano? I'm not sure, because I don't think it makes big enough fundamental changes. Let's make some good changes, bringing governance, in a more solid way on chain, all stuff. Great, fantastic. But I really feel like Cardano's got to really step up this cycle and do something big to get people super excited. I know they've got all kinds of stuff going on over there. I made lots of money in Cardano. We love Cardano. Big fan of Charles. Should not have shaved his beard, though, man. Come on. Bring the beard back, Charles. Maybe he's already growing it back. I don't know. Maybe he misses it. This guy says, you keep pronouncing the next president's name wrong, so you're either stupid or racist. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're funny. Some of you guys are really funny. I have no idea. He said, Bitcoin won't make you rich if you're a brokey. Try to use the term brokey. I think it's Andrew Tate's term. Anyway, Bitcoin's not going to make you rich. Okay, if you're buying Bitcoin today, it's not going to make you crazy rich. Not like getting meme coins or something like that. But risk adjusted, you're also not going to go broke with Bitcoin. This is the thing, right? Stop looking at Bitcoin as a way to get rich. Bitcoin's not a way to get rich. Bitcoin's a way not to go poor slowly. Remember what Michael Saylor said? We have a name for people who store their wealth in fiat currency. We call those people poor. It's a hilarious comment, but also kind of true. Bitcoin's for storing wealth and it appreciates over time, right? Bitcoin's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not a, investment that's going to have like crazy, insane, like mega returns in this cycle. Could have 200 or 300% upside left in it, which is pretty damn good. But if Bitcoin goes up 200%, your altcoins are going to go up 1,000%, 2,000%. And then you can transfer that high risk altcoin money into Bitcoin, preserve your wealth. Or into fiat short term, if you think bear market's coming, then buy more Bitcoin in the bear market. Either way. I hope that makes sense. This could be the cycle that Bitcoin doesn't lose dominance. You never know. But look, altcoins will make a comeback. I know Wall Street right now, they basically just love Bitcoin, and that's where all the money's been going. They've basically ignored Ethereum, which is pretty crazy to actually see. But altcoins make comebacks. As soon as Bitcoin breaks beyond 72K and starts rallying up and get to 100K Bitcoin, whenever that happens, October, baby, come on. When that happens, altcoins rally up behind it. And when altcoins start pumping, they pump like no tomorrow. Oh my gosh, we're behind again in the chat. Let's gotta catch up here. What's with the Binance FUD today? So Binance had to freeze some accounts, some Palestinian accounts. Was initially reported as they froze all Palestinian accounts, but apparently it's just a few Palestinian accounts, and exchanges do that. If your crypto account is thought to be somehow involved in like money laundering or other kind of crimes or whatever, the big exchanges, which Binance is a fully compliant exchange, they get requests from law authorities and they, work with them. So that's always something to keep in mind. All right. Lark, we know we're going to take a puke in September. Nothing is for certain. Right? We shall see. So we know we're going to take a puke in September, at least for a short term, even if we pull off a soft landing. What's your take on selling now and waiting for a crash? Look, you can always sell and come back in. This is the thing that, if you're getting stressed out, if you're, whatever, you think you've got too much risk on, or you're too paranoid, or you want to try to play that, sure. But you have to understand, you might be wrong and the markets might move against you in the other direction, right? We could have some bullish catalysts come out, et cetera, et cetera. Look, Bitcoin's still in a downtrend. Things are still looking a bit rough. And there's absolutely a case to be made for the people who just want to come in and come out of the market and largely be in cash a lot of the time and then just come in when they see uptrends starting. Like there's a whole bunch of money that's not going to touch Bitcoin and crypto until Bitcoin cracks out of beyond 72K. They're just on the sidelines waiting because that will be the signal that strength has come back into the market. So, certainly something you can do if you think you've got an edge on it, you think you are certain that that's going to happen, right? Just have to accept that if you're wrong, then you have to buy higher. You'll probably still make plenty of money though in that situation. Link has a good use case, has a great use case. Altcoin cycle not going to be the same from the previous one. Government gave free money. People got bored from COVID lockdown, gambled on all this because it was all going up. And how do we explain 2017? Look, at the end of the day, human greed's human greed. And when the crypto casino starts pumping adequately, money comes back in. When Bitcoin breaks beyond 72K and gets up to 100K, guess what's going to be all over the media? Bitcoin's at $100,000. Everyone's getting hilariously rich except for you. So then people come in and say, well, Bitcoin's too expensive. I can't afford one of those. I'm going to go buy this coin. This one's got a dog picture on it. This one's whatever. And it's under $1. So I'll buy that one. And this is how it works. This is how it works. There's always money out there. AK-47, just wait, dude. You're too late selling now. Yeah, ideally, if you're gonna want to sell, you want to sell at a relative peak in the market, not when prices are going down. Unless you have a big position you're about to get liquidated on, Lark. Anyway. Elon Musk News Network, love your cars, man, says we're on the edge of a breakout. Once we hit 72K, I know, as crazy as it seems, we're just ranging, guys. It's nuts, and people getting chopped up, as we talked about. Once we hit 72K, then we're off to the races. Okay, no word on XMR. Just started looking into it. Monero is one of the best coins in the market. Not from an investment perspective, right? I'm sure it'll do okay, but it's one of the best coins in the market from the perspective of it's one of the most powerful technological coins that we have. Super privacy. Monero is awesome. Monero is great tech. There's a reason Monero has been a top 50 coin or whatever the heck it is for basically ever, because Monero's got real value. In the similar way that something like Bitcoin's got real value, Monero's got a very strong, obvious use case that no one else has really come. I know there's other privacy coins and stuff like that. A lot of them are privacy optional, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But Monero's great. I don't own any Monero, but it's great. I've got a lot of respect for what they do. When can we expect Benji the good boy into some centralized exchange? Gosh darn it. I know. Hopefully at some point in the not so distant future, Coinbase will start listing some of these bigger memes on Base. They haven't listed Brett yet, or Benji, or Miggles, or any of that kind of stuff. Hopefully we'll see some of those when markets pick back up. Link's a goat. Indeed. Largy said that in the next bear market, you'll be holding just BTC and USDC. What? Yeah, I don't know. I just like USDC. I mean, USDT is fine. I know. Tether truthers be damned. Tether's fine. I know there's a lot of shady business with Tether in the early days, but I think they've largely cleaned up their act and they're fine now. Nothing. I don't know. Maybe I'll have USDT. I don't know. One of those two. Those are the stable coins that, have some kind of trust from the market, in my opinion. So if you're in Tether, fine. That's probably fine. Brett says, Lark, you said Avalanche would go to $200 to $300 per coin. The market cap would be over $100 billion. Is that realistic? Let's just have a look here. Give you a bit of perspective. Where's our old buddy AVAX at? It's only a 10x, by the way. It's not that Dogecoin got up to a $90 billion market cap last market cycle. Just, perspective wise here for you. Okay. Market cap, all-time high. We got up to 28 billion last market cycle. So not too bad. Not too bad, right? So you would assume that, okay, in that scenario, AVAX goes 4x the previous market cap. It's not that crazy, is it? But it depends on the rest of the cycle. I mean, you're not going to see AVAX get to $200 or $300 if Bitcoin can't get beyond 100K. So there's that perspective for you. Oh my gosh, I'm just rambling now. We're almost up to an hour. Okay, guys, we're getting out of here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming and hanging out today, and I'll see you back tomorrow for the next one. Peace.